What's up, you guys? Zorawk here, and what just happened? One Piece chapter 993 just happened, One a Country's Dream. So, of course, that is the fan translation that just recently came out. If you want to wait until the official translation, I warn you, there will be spoilers up ahead, so feel free to come back later for the official review. So, gonna give everyone just a minute to leave because we're gonna jump right into it. And so, of course, the biggest news coming out of this chapter is Kiku, do you love me? Are you riding? Probably not, because now you are one-handed. Kaido is not playing around, and he is going to start giving these guys the business. So, in the Kaido fight, when we finally cut back to it in this chapter, we see Kaido lying on the ground, his wound seemingly reopened from the slashes that he received from those 4 scabbards last time. And, you know, they're looking cocky, but not too cocky, because they're like, you know, until his head is off his body, we won't have won yet. So let's continue to pound on this guy. You know, this is a Yonko we're dealing with after all, so we have to be persistent. And so to go in, to go for, you know, a nice little head shot / neck shot. But what happens? You know, Kaido starts having, you know, the flashback of dreams, and he starts getting a little empowered. He's like, you know, you guys are nothing. You guys aren't even like close to Odin. Like there will never be a samurai as monstrous as him ever again. So what happens? Kaido gets up, right? He's like, you know, you guys have gotten the upper hand on me so far, but I am the king of beasts, the strongest thing in existence. And so Kaido gets up, he flexes back, and he roars. And seemingly from that roar, he starts releasing some sort of wind scythe that ends up cutting off clean the arm of Kiku. And I don't think this is any kind of illusion, right? Her sword has been cut. Her arm is cut off. Who knows what's going to happen to any of the other scabbards by next week? But it looks like, you know, Kaido is going, you know, full on monster mode here, and we're going to really see what he's capable of. Very curious to see next week how he was able to produce those wind sights from just opening his mouth. Now, I initially thought that, you know, maybe it was coming from his arm, doing some kind of, you know, CP9 sort of technique. But no, it's from his mouth, I think. So very curious to see what happens there. And what do you guys think? Why are the scabbards able to fight with Kaido on this level, especially people like Kiku, people like Kinemon? Why are these guys able to fight with Kaido on this level? And why is it now Kaido's like, oh, well, you know, your slashes aren't even, you know, deep enough to cut me. They're too shallow. Very, very interested to see what's going on here. And the other thing that's interesting, too, is that I was really expecting Kaido to go into either his, you know, normal, you know, Oni / human state or his hybrid form. But no, still in his dragon form. So will be interesting to see what happens there. Elsewhere in the chapter, and then we're actually going to go back to the very beginning here, we see that a marriage has taken place between the last chapter and this chapter, and who else but our girl, the one and only Lola, able to finally get married after all these chapters. She finally found a man who was willing to take her hand, and that is our boy John Gotti. So congratulations to Lola, congratulations to Gotti. Will be interesting to see if or how this impacts the Big Mom Pirates and their relationship with them going forward, and if these guys are even going to make another appearance in the story anytime soon. Love to see where that leads. Getting into the actual chapter itself, you know, it's Oda doing Oda things. Wants to show the people in the Flower Capital celebrating, having their fun, but knowing that it's very temporary. It's not going to last long, because once Orochi comes back, it's going to be business as usual. So they're enjoying the one day of the year really that they can really celebrate. But in their minds they're like, this kind of shitty situation. So from those folks, we head back to Onigashima, and we saw that the bullets that Queen shot into the crowd the last time he was on screen was something called a Excite Bullet Ice Demon. And so these bullets, kind of similar to the initial Excite bullets that we saw, and these Excite bullets actually infect the targeted and turn them into demons that can then infect other people. And so we're seeing, a few of these people who were shot last time going around and biting other people on the battleground and turning them into ice demons. And so that's quite a weapon. Oda clearly watches too much not Walking Dead. I guess Walking Dead too. He watches too much Walking Dead, and he watches too much Game of Thrones. Clearly inspired probably from both of those two literary works of art there. And so that's another thing that everyone has to worry about now. Not just the enemy in Kaido, his troops, and Big Mom and her troops, but also these Excite bullets that could potentially turn friend into foe. From there, we see Luffy doing Luffy things, fighting his way up to the roof where Kaido is, and very similar to other arcs when we're getting into the closer to the final battle scenes. We get this map showing where our main characters are and kind of where their destination is and how it is they can potentially get there. And so Luffy and Sanji getting some duo screen time this week. They face off against this dude named Briscola, who I think, in my humble personal opinion, probably has the best smiley devil fruit we've seen so far, where he can apparently spawn a whole gorilla from his left arm. And this gorilla apparently can deliver punches that can make Sanji go, this guy's pretty strong. So let's see if we can expect anything more from this gorilla guy going forward. But Luffy and Sanji have some good back and forth banter. Sanji's like, hey man, you gotta save your strength for Kaido, because God knows none of us will be able to do anything against him, especially myself, because I am the fourth wheel of this monster quartet. That's definitely verbatim, word for word, what Sanji said. And so Sanji's trying to escort Luffy up to the roof so that he expends as little energy as possible. And in the midst of their arguing, Jinbei also appears, trying to do the same thing. He'll be there to escort Luffy as well. Sanji's like, what are you doing, man? Get out of here. I'm escorting him. And so they have some similar banter to Zoro and Sanji back in the good old days of OG One Piece. As that's continuing, we see King being the true right hand that he is, dictating the pace, dictating order, saying, hey guys, listen, there's a coup going on right now. It's a Kozuki family uprising, and Kozuki Momonosuke is here. My guys, if you guys can kill him, we can rip the heart out of this coup here. And so, bring me Momonosuke's head. And so we see a ton of Flying Six folks go after Momonosuke, who's currently being escorted by Shinobu. Gunfire bombs her way. Shinobu's being overwhelmed, clearly can't manage all of this, and she is being pulled up on by the 100 Beast Pirates Armored Corps. Now, very, very interesting here. Who are these guys? I think they're, I guess they're Sasaki's guys, Armored Corps. So they're here. They're ready to fight. Shinobu clearly won't be able to handle these guys, but fortunately for her, the newest potential Straw Hat, Yamato, was there to save the day. And so we might get to see Yamato versus one of the Flying Six, and that could be awesome. Yamato versus Sasaki. I am definitely here for it. But yeah, brilliant chapter of One Piece. Really enjoyed the unofficial translation this week. We'll be curious to see what the official translation says. There's still so much we need to figure out what's going on here. And, guys, I got to tell you, I'm a little nervous. Kaido is being made to look ridiculously foolish. And, in past arcs, the main baddie never has really looked this bad before Luffy gets up to the final fight. So I'm worried. Does this mean bad things for when we actually see Kaido go all out? We might be taking an L for this arc, but we'll see. But thank you all for listening. I will see you guys back here either Sunday or Monday for the official translation and the official review. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.